Hare Krishna. So, welcome all the devotees for our regular session of Bhagavad Gita, Bhakti Yoga section, chapter 7 to 12. So, we are currently in 7th chapter, Knowledge of the Absolute, or Dhyana Vijnana Yoga. So, let's begin. Aturve Tvekavaktrataha Dadadam Advutam Vande Paramanandamadavam. Yeah, somebody can help me to. Please help me.
Rose, your voice broke in between. Can you repeat?
The same chapter 7 overview.
Okay.
Okay, is it breaking regularly?
No. In between, when you were asking something, that time it broke.
Okay. Okay. I was asking Chandrabhushan Tiwari, can you help me with the overview of chapter 7? I've sent recently a small edited one. Hopefully, Shantanu has forwarded it.
Yes, Rose, I forwarded.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhu.
Prabhuji, in overview, chapter 7, we will study about the from 1 to 7 verse. We will know about Krishna in full along with his energies, like material energy and spiritual energy, by hearing about him. And next, we will learn from 8 to 12 verse how Krishna is pervades and is the essence of everything.
Yes.
Next 13 to 14 verse, we will know about the three modes which are controlled by Krishna, and how we can surrender to Lord.
Yeah.
And from 15 to 19 verse, we will know about the four kinds of people who surrender and who do not surrender.
Oh.
From 20 to 25, we will know those who surrender to Krishna, and
Other than Krishna. Krishna
God.
Itara, actually, it is. Krishna Itara.
Yes, Guruji. So demigods, like some surrender to demigods and some are to impersonalist, whose surrender is misplaced. From 26 to 30 verse, we will know how the bewilderment of the living entity and the knowledge of Krishna, because they do not. Some people do not surrender; their mind is bewildered by the three modes of material nature.
So all devotees are kindly requested that you should know the split. As soon as you know the chapter 7, why we are repeating it is so that you know the chapter 7 split, you know what is the theme line going on and currently where are we. Otherwise, I can tell that many of the times you feel boring otherwise. You don't understand where are we, where exactly which section we are discussing. Prabhu is saying something. Let him say because it is his seva to say something. So let him complete his 1 hour. Let us also do our seva of switching on the camera and hearing 1 hour. So please let us not be in that. I repeat that section so that you know where are we currently in this section we are going on. Few things I will say that, see, one in the big ending of the last class also said, see, first thing is if you can understand well and good, everything understanding in one class, it's not so easy. We should go and personally also read the section, try to understand, and that's how you get more understanding. And some will be able to catch it completely, some may not be able to catch it. Otherwise, also whatever purports we are reading, and we should try to at least grasp as much as possible. And if nothing is one is able to understand, still because this is gnana tapasa, the austerity of the knowledge. To accept it is also good. Materially, it may not be beneficial, but spiritually, it is highly beneficial. It some points or something of Prabhupada surely hooks to, and then later we work. Fine. So I continue with this section. So we have completed from 1 to so 3 sections we have completed. 1 to what do you call 7, 8 to 12. 1 to 7, Krishna says that Tatshruno here, both. He will speak about Jnana and Vijnana, the aspects of his Aishwarya and the explorers of his Madhurya. See, he will not tell in detail, he will tell in essence. So then 8 to 12, we find how he pervades in this material world, how he is the essence of everything. 13 and 14, he says that everything comes from him. He is the base of this material world also. The material world is Maya Shakti works through these three modes of material nature. And 13 and 14, we try to see that. But Krishna is above this material nature or above the three modes of, whereas a living entity is controlled at the same time bewildered by these three modes. So Krishna says, what is it? Devi Mameva ye prapadyante, mayamitam prapadyante. No demigod, no other personalities, no politicians, no any other personality. He says Mam Eva. The word in Sanskrit, if Eva is used, so much emphasis there. It's like only, me only, he says. Why? Because Maya is his energy. It's as simple as that. And three modes are Maya's. It has been given by Krishna to her for the control of the jivas. So if we take shelter of Krishna, Mameva prapadyante is surrender, then what Maya metam parantite. He says, this is my Maya, he says very clearly in the first two lines. And next he says, Maya metam parantite. You will be able to come out of this Maya. Otherwise, no chance. That makes it clear. Now, when we go ahead with the section, now Krishna will tell about four kinds of people who do not surrender, and four kinds of people who starts doing their bhajan and eventually surrender completely to Krishna. So in the 16th, 15th verse, we'll see those who don't surrender. 16th to 16th verse, we'll say who start do their bhajan to God's Krishna. And then 19th, we'll find how to surrender. So I just share the screen. Yeah. All of you are able to see the screen, hopefully.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay, fine. Namam duskritno mudaha prapadyante naradhamaha mayaya pratha jnana asanam bhavam ashritaha. Okay. Ati Gaurang Prabhu, can you read the translation?
Yes, sir. Translation. Those miscreants who are grossly foolish, who are lowest among mankind, whose knowledge is stolen by illusion, and who partake of the atheistic nature of demons, do not surrender unto me.
Yeah. So here Krishna is telling, namam dushkritno prapadyante naradha. He says that dushkriti. So the kriti is basically one who performs meritorious work, or one who is clever, one who is intelligence. So that is kriti. Or kritana means one who knows the scriptures also, like that. So whereas dush or dushta is like evil or spoiled. So dushkriti or dushkritinaha means evil-mindedness or evil intelligence, spoiled intelligence, or miscreant, like that Prabhupada translates like miscreants. He puts that. Miscreants, he put it, duskritina. So Krishna puts in the broad category of all. So others will fit in this categories. So like that, he says dushkritina. So what all he says? Muda. One is Mudha, second is Naradhama, and third is Maya Pratajnana. Then fourth is Asuram Bhavam, Ashritaha. So like that, four. So na prapadyante, namam prapadyante is not, they do not prapadyante, do not surrender. So these four kind of people do not surrender like that. And so who are there for? Let's try to see that. Okay. Yeah. Arjun Sarthi, who can you just kindly read?
The atheistic plan makers are described herein by the word duskritina or miscreants. Kriti means one who has performed meritorious work. The atheist plan maker is sometimes very intelligent and meritorious also, because any gigantic plan, good or bad, must take intelligence to execute. But because the atheist's brain is improperly utilized in opposing the plan of the Supreme Lord, the atheistic plan maker is called Duskriti, which indicates that his intelligence and efforts are misdirected.
Prabhupada himself explains this four categories of people very nicely in his. He gives practically detailed and up to mark how today relate. Who's that Muda? How to know that, and who's that Naradhama and all other. So continues to say that. Yes, Prabhu, please kindly continue. Yeah.
The Mudas are those who are grossly foolish, like hard-working beasts of burden. They want to enjoy the fruits of their labor by themselves, and so do not want to part with them for the Supreme. The typical example of the beast of burden is the ass. This humble beast is made to work very hard by his master. The ass does not really know for whom he works so hard day and night.
You can read one more. Still here.
He remains satisfied by filling his stomach with a bundle of grass, sleeping for a while under fear of being beaten by his master, and satisfying his sex appetite at the risk of being repeatedly kicked by the opposite party.
One more animal. Two animals he relates to the Muda section. Yeah. Please continue.
Most often, those who work very hard day and night to clear the burden of self-created duties say that they have no time to hear of the immortality of the living being. To such Mudas, material gains, which are destructible, are lives all in all, despite the fact that the Mudas enjoy only a very small fraction of the fruit of labor. The swine who eat the night soil do not care to accept sweetmeats made of sugar and ghee. Similarly, the foolish worker will untiringly continue to hear of the sense-enjoyable tidings of the flickering mundane world, but will have very little time to hear about the eternal living force that moves the material world.
So we find that Muda, so Muda is Prabhupada is equal as good as animal, because all of us know that animal doesn't have a higher goal. Animals in general do not have a higher goal than eating, sleeping, mating, and defending. So the scriptures, when even Prabhupada or in the scriptures, the animals are been condemned or taken as an example, you should not see that we have what you call some negative approach towards animal. No. They are being looked for particular understanding for humans. Particular perspective has been taken by seeing these categories of animals. It's not said that somebody is a donkey or somebody is but seeing them, there is a what you call perspective, or the angle has been seen into that. So because all of us know that donkey or ass, the point of the Muda here with respect to ass is just like ass works hard. All of us know that. But for what he would have simply got, because what does he eat? He eat grass or he eat certain related which are naturally available in the nature. But he works under a master, works very hard, but he's been paid very little. Similarly, Prabhupada is relating that people work hard simply for animalistic pleasures. The goal of life is, they think that I work hard and keep on going. And nowadays we find that people work very hard because of, Prabhupada writes very nicely, self-created duties. Self-created duties. We feel that this duty is very important, that duty is very important. There are certain amounts for one's living as a human being, for one's living. Certain prescribed duties are mentioned in the scriptures. Scriptures, no doubt, they say that if we have a body, yes, for its sustenance, there is basic amount of endeavor. But just endeavoring for the body cannot become the goal of life. That is what it is being mentioned. And being happy with petty pleasures, what we get from that, is not the complete goal of life. Work hard, earn more money. What do you do with that money? Yeah, utilize for sense pleasure. And when you are utilizing for sense pleasure, it got exhausted. Again, what you do? Again, work hard. Again, more or less, In today, although we say dharma, artha, kama, and moksha, the cycle more or less, moksha is a far off thing. Why one is supposed to work, that nobody hardly thinks about it. But dharma, so-called, people follow whatever is possible, and many of them don't even worry about it. Why? Because why do I follow? When what do you call, the artha and kama is been achieved. Hmm. Just by working, I get my what do you call, artha, and then I can utilize to it for uh, kama. So there is a question of following dharma. There is a question of this thing. So that is the mentality, and people are happy in this world. In this world, we find those are of this category of the people, those who feel that okay, life is meant for enjoyment. There is no higher thought. There is no higher thought. Where I have come from, where will I go? What is life all about? Although he's seeing that that his relatives, his parents, sometimes his grandfather, slowly, the army in which he was living, slowly they are living, but he's been completely in his comfort zone. Okay, I may not leave. That is a confidence. That is a thought process. Usual that that this kind of category of people. So that has been more the second aspect of hog or swine. Swine has been used, which is nothing but pig. What you say? The night soil is nothing but the human excreta is known as night soil. It is more religious upon it. Now somebody may see it and say that, Prabhu, if you put a, usually what we give an example, a plate of halwa or a plate of stool, it will just take the plate of stool only. Somebody may even think that, Prabhu, by nature's arrangement, its body is made to eat stool only. Na? How do you expect him to eat halwa? So, so I don't know how does his example is been. Surely it will eat that only, na? Yeah. So the lesson, the point from when it has been mentioned, it's not that hog will start eating halwa or hog will start eating. Naturally, it will go towards stool only. Why? Simple. If a human being is given a choice of in a plate foul food and a delicious food, naturally he chooses delicious food. Still, if one is choosing, let us say if somebody is still choosing a foul food or foul food, then what do you say? You will say, दिमाग नहीं है इसको. He lacks intelligence to in discrimination to figure out what is good for what is not good. So when the pig's example or hog example is given, it is lack of discrimination. And where is that point related to lack of discrimination? Means you do not understand what is this body meant for. Although you got the human form of life, you are not able to understand. You are still relishing same things which are relished by the animals. Where is your intelligence going? That's the question. That's the question when this example is given. Because the hogs are having, they cannot discriminate between delicious or non-delicious, putrefied or something foul smelling. They hardly worry because they eat whatever is comes in the gutter. Whereas humans has that discrimination capacity. That's how these two examples. As is meant for animal, for beast of burden, do not understanding purpose. At the same time, the hog is for lack of discrimination. So human should discriminate what is a life meant for. Why should I work so hard? So that kind of thought process should go ahead. So that's why he's been equated to that. Okay. May I request Dheeraj Vibhute Prabhu. Can you read the second one? Just second is Naradhama.
Those who are socially and politically developed but who have no religious principle must be considered Naradhamas.
Yeah. Okay.
In the,
Please continue to read.
this project. In the Gita, the personality of the Godhead clearly states that there is no authority above him, and he is the supreme truth. The civilized form of human life is meant for man's reviving the lost consciousness of his eternal relationship with the supreme truth, the personality of the Godhead Sri Krishna, who is all powerful. Whoever loses this chance is classified as Naradama.
Yeah.
However, no process is strictly followed now in any part of the world. and therefore 99.9% of the population is Naradhama.
Say, if Prabhupada puts directly 99.9, what else remains? Okay, this.
The lowest amongst human beings can be delivered by this submissive hearing process only. But unfortunately, they even refuse to give an oral reception to this message. And what to speak of the surrendering to the will of the Supreme Lord? Naradhamas, or the lowest of the mankind, willfully neglect the prime duty of the human being.
Yeah, so this, thank you, Prabhu. So second, this Naradhama, the person is lowest among Nara Adhama. That is very clear. He is a Nara, he is a human, but he is lowest. Because that means he has no spiritual inclination. What makes human beings, all of us know, human being is meant, he has a spiritual potential in him. From scriptural perspective, the human form, it is one of the species at one level, but it has a particular level of consciousness, and that consciousness involves, that has the capacity for spiritual realization, spiritual advancement. So this category of people, Prabhupada says that what do you call, on a material level, Prabhupada was saying previously also, if you see, like socially, they are very developed in many of the foreign countries. We find that so much advancement is there. What do you call, people have good houses, good staying facilities, good atmosphere, everything, they keep it, but no inclination for spiritual life. Or our previous acharyas mentioned that even though sometimes some of these categories come to devotional service, after that they leave devotional service thinking that, okay, I thought I may get some material benefits nicely, but it doesn't work for me nicely. Again, they go back. Again, they give up their duties. That's why I'm saying willfully neglect the prime duty of human life. So some of them may also even start with a spiritual this thing, but hardly shows inclination for further. They leave it and leave and go ahead with their own things. So here, that's why he's saying that lowest among human can be delivered by the submissive hearing only, but unfortunately, they even refuse to give up the oral reception to the message. So, like willfully not wanting to take, and that is how it is the Naradhama, second category of the people. So yes, in today we find by Prabhupada said 99.9. The gist we find in that is Prabhupada is emphasizing how in today's, first of all, it is Kali Yuga. Secondly, how also people are so mad after materialistic pleasures that hardly somebody is bothered. That's why Prabhupada used to say churches, mosques, Hindu temples, many things, many are empty. When Prabhupada went, many of them are empty. And Prabhupada could take the churches and made into Hare Krishna temples at many of the places in foreign land. So that's why eventually people are becoming Naradhama like that. Third, the next class of is called Maya Pratagnana. Okay. May I request Aditya Prabhu, can you read? Aditya Tapalwar. Yeah.
Yes. Third, the next class of Dushkriti is called Maya Aparitagnana, or those persons whose erudite knowledge has been nullified by the influence of illusory material energy. They are mostly very learned fellows, great philosophers, poet, literary, scientists, etc. But the illusory energy misguides them, and therefore they disobey the Supreme Lord. There are a great number of Maya Aparita Jnana at the present moment, even amongst the scholars of the Bhagavad Gita. In the Gita, in plain and simple language, it is stated that Sri Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. There is none equal to or greater than him. He is mentioned as the father of Brahma, the original father of all human beings. In fact, Sri Krishna is said to be not only the father of Brahma, but also the father of all species of life. He is the root of impersonal Brahman and Paramatma, Paramatma, the super soul in every entity is his plenary portion. He is the fountainhead of everything, and everyone is advised to surrender unto his lotus feet. Despite all these clear statements, the Maya Aparita Gnana deride the personality of Supreme Lord and consider him merely another human being. They do not know that the blessed form of human life is designed after the eternal and transcendental feature of the Supreme Lord. All the unauthorized interpretations interpretations of Gita by the class of Maya Aparita Jnana outside the purview of the Parampara system are so many stumbling blocks on the path of spiritual understanding. The deluded interpreters do not surrender unto the lotus feet of Sri Krishna, nor do they teach others to follow this principle.
So, Maya Aparita Jnana, it's very clearly. Apaharata, that means haran kar chuke hain. There it has been kidnapped. His intelligence has been kidnapped by Maya. So, unfortunately, this category of people, the ultimate purpose of intelligence, that has been lost. Because whatever they do with their intelligence, they're still caught up under Maya in the illusion. Like, for example, a person in a jail, he has intelligence, but utilizes to understand everything in the jail except getting out of the jail. It's like that. So Prabhupada is giving this example of one example, like philosophers are there and scientists are there. And philosophers also, we find that they will read Bhagavad Gita, they will read other scriptures, Vedas, and then they will start their own parampara, new system, new systems. That's why many apasampradayas or different kind of processes, new processes keeps on starting apart from the standard. If you want to say something, then you write a book for your own. Why do you play with Krishna's words? That's what he says. Why do you play with Krishna's word? Why? Because we know that Krishna is very famous and his teachings are very famous. So let me speak through the Gita. Speak whatever I want to speak, but utilize Krishna in front. So that is the mode. So Prabhupada is saying this is very dangerous category of people. So they are hardly bothered about the knowledge which will free them from bondage to this world. These intellectuals unfortunately neglect the knowledge. These people may study, as I said, scriptures and interpret and forget the essence of it. Rather than that, they start cooking their own things. So that is like even you can say even Mayavadis, they are into this category of Maya Pratagnana, and even they will come into the next category, Asuram Bhavam also. So this category of people, they considering the form of the Lord, something else. Like that, the Jnana has been completely, the scripture which is meant to nourish your Jnana and take you for the right kind of understanding of the scriptures, it takes you, topples you up. So that is this Maya Apritagnana. Although they are capable, but they don't. Last. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Ashish Pushay Prabhu.
Yes,
Please read.
the last class of Duskriti is called Asuram Bhavam Ashritaha, or those of demonic principles. This class is openly atheistic. Some of them argue that the Supreme Lord can never descend upon this material world, but they are unable to give any tangible reasons as to why not. There are others who make him subordinate to the impersonal feature, although the opposite is declared in the Gita. Envious of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the atheist will present a number of illicit incarnations manufactured in the factory of his brain. Such persons who are very principle of whose very principle of life is to decry the personality of Godhead cannot surrender unto the lotus feet of Sri Krishna. Therefore, grossly foolish person. Second, the lowest of mankind. Third, the deluded speculators. And fourth, the professional atheists are professed atheist, as above mentioned, never surrender unto the lotus feet of Supreme Personality of Godhead in spite of all scriptural and authoritative advice.
Yeah, so this last category of people, thank you. This last category of people, we find that Asurin Bhavam. Okay, they're outrageously atheists. Not only atheist, they have that nature of what do you call uh, making their mission only. There are good number of atheists in this world, though argue very fiercely, and they have written books and thesis after thesis. What do you call? So solid arguments. If you we cannot practically we cannot argue with them. They create such when we hear, we may get more doubts rather than what do you call our own understanding. That's why first of all one should have very strong footing in your own philosophy, one's own what do you call one's own parampara, one's own study. Otherwise, if you just these people can break our faith on the Lord like anything. Hmm. There are during Krishna's time we find people like Jarasandha. They could like harm Krishna's body. Many demons harm Krishna's body, and there are others who harm Krishna's body, his philosophy, through giving their own interpretation of the philosophy and all that. So there are fanatical atheists in the world even today. There are a society of atheists practically. You talk about God, they will give such arguments and then try to this thing. So this is like demonic nature. More you want to see about the demonic nature, you find a chapter has been dedicated completely in chapter 16, natures of divine and demonic. Rather than more speaking about the divine natures, Krishna speak their demonic natures. What is their mentality? What is their thought process? How do they flow? You see that 16th chapter. At least when I read it first, I could relate to my own self in the initial days. It was very good. It is fitting to my category. So that's what I could understand. So 16 chapters particularly meant for this Asurin Bhavam Ashrita. You find that. So these are the four categories of people. What do you call Mudha, as good as animals, no purpose of life. And then second is Naradhama. Although there is a capacity and there is opportunity for hearing and all those things, some may not come only, no inclination for spiritual life, or even though facilitated, come for some time, but later leave, not finding that I don't have much gain. Maya Apritagnana, the philosophers in today's world, scientists, or the people in those who have high intellectuals, but utilize their intelligence not for getting out of this world, but how to make this world a better place. That category of people. Asura Bhava, complete demonic in nature and want to complete remove the name of the Lord, remove the concept that God exists. So that is a four category, very strong categories when Krishna is saying about it. So now, so having said that, so then the question comes is, so nobody surrenders to you, nobody hears to you. No. Krishna says, no. There are four kind of people who do start their bhajan, who do surrender also. So that is next verse, 16. Chaturvida bhajante imam janaha sukritnojjuna artho jignasuraartharthi gnani cha bharatarsabha. Okay. Okay, our Lalit Prabhu, can you read Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhuji. Translation. O best among the Bharatas, four kinds of pious men begin to render devotional service unto me: the distressed, the desirer of wealth, the inquisitive, and he who is searching for knowledge of the Absolute.
Absolutely. Okay. So there's four categories. Chaturvidha bhajante. You see, it's not complete surrender. You'll find in so this is bhajante, begins his bhajan. Mam. See, mam. This is unique. Me only. They worship they go to Krishna only. But although they go to Krishna, they begin their bhajan, but thing is they have certain desires to be fulfilled. What is that? They are supritina. He is saying to her, what is that? Arthaha, one who is distressed. Jignasur, one who is inquisitive. Artharthi, one who is in need of wealth or facilities, opulence. Gnani, one who wants to know more about Krishna. So these four categories of people are been described who begin, please note this one, begin to render devotional service. It's not that they have perfected, they have begin. But these people come to Krishna because these people are not going to any others. They are not going to demigods. They are not going to means as Duskritina was, and the opposite of that is Sukritina. So basically Punyatma. Shukritina is basically Punyatma or learned. Kritina I said learned, or who has actual intelligence, who has or who are followers of Varnashrama system, who follow the Vedas. That is the meaning of Shukritina. So these are the four people who approach. That's what Krishna says. Okay. Please read the purport. Our Shantanu.
Yes, Guruji. Unlike the miscreants, these are adherents of the regulative principles of the scriptures. They are called Sukritinaha, or those who obey the rules and regulations of scriptures, the moral and social codes, and are more or less devoted to the Supreme Lord. Out of these, there are four classes of men: those who are sometimes distressed, those who are in need of money, those who are sometimes inquisitive, and those who are sometimes searching after the knowledge of the absolute truth. These persons come to the Supreme Lord for devotional service under different conditions. These are not pure devotees, but they have some aspiration to fulfill in exchange for devotional service.
Pure devotional service, definition of pure devotional service is this. All of us know that Bhakti Rasamrita. Pure devotional service. Why? Because why these people are not in the pure devotional category? Because pure devotional service definition itself is this one. Anya Abhilashata Shunyam Dana Karmadya Navratam Anukulena Krishnanu Shilanam Bhaktiruttama. Okay, please read that translation also and then read it further.
Translation. One should render transcendental loving service to the Supreme Lord Krishna favorably and without desire for material profit or gain through fruitive activities or philosophical speculation. That is called pure devotional service. When these four kinds of persons come to the Supreme Lord for devotional service and are completely purified by the association of a pure devotee, they also become pure devotees. As far as the miscreants are concerned, for them, devotional service is very difficult because their lives are selfish, irregular, and without spiritual goals. But even some of them, by chance, when they come in contact with a pure devotee, also become pure devotees.
Yeah. So here one point. So here Prabhupada is saying that so even in these people, those who are approaching Krishna, they are not pure devotees. That is very clear. But if they come in touch with a pure devotee, eventually, I mean, they also become purified. And what to speak of this? Because all of us, Bhakti is very powerful. So what about those miscreants? If they come in touch with pure devotees, yeah, even they come in touch with devotees, they can become pure. They can also be purified and they can also practice devotional service. They can also become. Where it comes to opening to practice to devotional service, you see, everybody is welcome, even the four miscreants. But usually they don't so easily. But yes, if they come in touch with pure devotees and pure devotees' mercy is there and they accept it also, then it becomes very easy. So that's how. So that's why Prabhupada says that it can be open, even if by chance he is giving opportunity or scope for them also. Okay, this complete this one.
On the whole, when the distressed, the inquisitive, the seekers of knowledge, and those who are in need of money are free from all material desires, and when they fully understand that material remuneration has nothing to do with spiritual improvement, they become pure devotees.
Yes. So coming, I just want to make this point about these four categories. So bhajante, they begin. They begin their surrender. Prapadyate, that will come later in the 19th verse. So first is artha. So artha category is typically who desires. It's not that only these four categories and nobody else will come to Krishna or nobody else practices bhakti. It's not like that. But broad category Krishna is putting. So how in general? Artha. So these desire relief from like afflictions or desire relief from calamities, desires relief from sickness, pain from enemies, etc. Like this. So our Acharya says this Artha category, Gajendra was the example. He was in what do you call it? In the difficult situation where he wanted mercy, then he approached the Lord. So Gajendra is an example has been given. So when we are saying these examples will state their previous conditions before they became pure devotees. This is telling about their previous conditions. of examples of Artha, Jignasu, Artharthi or Gnani, before they became pure devotees, before by the mercy of the Lord or by the mercy of pure devotees, before that, that was the situation. He came when he was afflicted or when he was in pain under the clutches of the crocodile, like that. Next, but he approached the Lord, that is his beauty. A Jignasu. Jignasu means these are the one who desires knowledge of, okay, what is Atma, what does the scriptures speak, what is karma, what is jnana, and what is yoga, what is tapasya, what is bhakti, like that they keep on asking. The best example of them is the Shaunaka rishis, Shaunaka Adi rishis. It is said that first they inquired from Romaharshan Suta, Bhagavatam, then later, so their inquisitiveness became very, that's how they became Jignasu, because previous to that, their purpose was to go to heavens. And that's how they were. But when they heard from Romaharshan Suta, they became purified. And after that, pure devotee, when Suta Goswami came, then when he heard, then they completely become purified by hearing Bhagavatam. So that is the example. So, but they were Jignasu, they were category. Then Artharthi, Artharthi is the one who desires kingdom, women, elephants, horses, gold, etc., etc. Basically, the opulences in one's life. The typical example we find is of Dhruv Maharaj. Dhruv Maharaj, initially, we all know the story from the fourth canto. So this is one. Now, coming to the fourth category, this is Gnani. So one has to be very careful. This Gnani is a special kind of Gnani. So this Gnani is not the typical Gnani which all of us think that, what do you call? Oh, Gnani means he is an impersonalist. The incline is an impersonalist. Please, this is not a Gnani. Why? Because the further 17th and 18th verses which are going to come and speak about this Gnani, Krishna will glorify this Gnani like anything. He's my life only, he's like my Atma only, and I love him so much, I like him so much, he likes me only. Then he goes, Are if Gnani is this, we get bewildered. So please see, Gnani, in general, our thought process of Gnani means one who's an impersonalist. Gnani has multiple categories also. This is a Gnani Bhakta, because he's coming exclusively for Krishna. This is a Gnani Bhakta. So he is not having any desire for impersonal liberation or moksha. Please make a point. And the typical examples of these things are the Kumaras and the Sukadev Goswami. That has been given. So this category has to be very, because they want to know more about Krishna, and they want to. The beauty of among all these four is first three: Artha, Jignasu, Artharthi. They are Sakama Bhaktas. Please note, they are Sakama Bhaktas, means they have some kama to be fulfilled. But the beauty of the fourth Gnani is he is a Nishkama Bhakta. He's categorized because he's coming to Krishna, so he's a Bhakta. The first three are Sakama, fourth one is Nishkama. Why is Nishkam? Because first three want something material from Krishna. Whereas the fourth, he doesn't want anything material from Krishna. That is the beauty. And that's how Krishna will appreciate this Gnani Bhakta. Gnani Bhakta. So that's why. So we'll see further how the Lord will glorify. So this point has to be very clear. Of course, he's free from, is it a pure devotee? No, Prabhupada is mentioning clearly in the Purport. He's not a pure devotee. It's not a pure devotee. Please try to understand. But he's having a difference. He's not a pure devotee. Because devotees are much more higher than the Gnana Bhakta. Because basically Gnana Bhakta means he's a Gnana Mishra Bhakta. That is the meaning. Means there is some still the Mishran of Gnana. Of course, please do not. But he doesn't have any misunderstanding of what you call. He has to merge into the impersonal aspect. Let us say if he has also, if he doesn't have actually, because these are Shantrati Bhaktas. So that's how the category comes the fourth one is Gnana. And here's one interesting, when Artha Jignasu Artharthi. Baldev Vidyabhushan gives a very nice analogy. He says that now we may ask, Are, what is this sequence? You might have to, you tell, na, Artha, Artharthi, and Jignasu. Because Jignasu is higher than at least these two categories. At least he's inquisitive, he's better than the other two. Why he's been put in between? It is in between is similar to what I spoke, how what you call Bhakti Yoga section is in between, which gives what you call Jivan to both Karma Yoga section and Jnana Yoga section. Similarly, the Jnani is been put in center, that both categories, this is reverse, both category, Artha and Artharthi, hopefully, after their desire getting fulfilled, at least they will become inquisitive one day. So that is the reason in between. He may become also inquisitive, he may also become inquisitive. So that's why he has been kept in between. So that's what it is. Okay, now coming to next section. Now 17th, 18th. Sorry, before that I forgot to mention. So the now section between 15 to 19. Yeah, so 19. This is 4 kind of people whose surrender is going on. Yeah. Text 17. Tesham gnani nitya yukta eka bhaktir vishishyate priyo hi gnanino atyartham aham sacha mama priya. See. Okay, Anirudh Prabhu, can you read?
Yes, Prabhu. Translation: of those, the one who is full knowledge and who is always engaged in pure devotional service is the best. For I am very dear to him, and he is dear to me.
Okay. So, Tanmay Prabhu, can you read the purport?
Free from all contaminations of material desires, the distressed, the inquisitive, the penniless, and the seekers after supreme knowledge can all become pure devotees. But out of them, he who is in knowledge of the absolute truth and free from all material desires becomes a really pure devotee of the Lord. And of the 4 orders, the devotee who is in full knowledge and is at the same time engaged in devotional service is, the Lord says, the best.
Best. Lord says that he's the best. See, this is the proof. This is a proof that why that Jnani is Vishesha, because Krishna is saying, Tesham, among all these 4, Jnani is having these 2 wonderful characteristics. What is that? He's Nitya Yukta. He's always engaging in my devotion service. Second is he's Eka Bhaktir. He's having Bhakti aspect also. That's why I said he's a Gnana Mishra Bhakta. Like that. He's a Gnana Bhakta. So this is the Vishishyate. This is the specialty of this Gnani. Although Krishna uses this word Gnani, he's clarifying who's this Gnani. Don't think this Gnani is that impersonal Gnani. No. This Gnani is Nitya Yukta. He's engaged. Why? Because the first 3 are not, because they have their desires to be fulfilled. Whereas this Gnani, I said Nishkam. Nishkam is what? His mind is pure. He doesn't want any of the material benefits. His mind is engaged in remembering Krishna. So that is the beauty of this Gnani. And what is saying? Priyohi gnanino atyartham. Oh, he's saying atyartham. He uses a proper used it. Highly. So he said, so for this Gnani, I am very, very dear to him. Priyohi gnanino nityartham. Similarly, aham sacha mama priya. He is also very dear to me. That's how Krishna is saying. He's praising him like anything. He's saying that. Then immediate question is, okay, this Gnani is like this, huh? So what about so you don't like the other 3 people who come to you? So that he answers immediately in the next verse. He says, Udara sarva evete gnanito vatmaive matam astitaha sahi yuktatma mam evanuttamam gatim. Okay. Please kindly read Ananda Govind Prabhu. Anadi Govind Prabhu, sorry.
All these devotees are undoubtedly magnanimous souls, but one who is situated in knowledge of me I consider to be just like my own self. Being engaged in my transcendental service is sure to attain me the highest and most perfect goal.
Yeah. So now the question is, oh, this is Udhara Sarve Evete. Oh, he because I asked, so the others are not dear to you, or others are not, what do you think? They are not, uh, he's just asking about that. He said, no, 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 no. They are surely very, what do you call it? Udara. You see, Krishna is using this word, Udara. This is amazing to see. And he's using the word magnanimous. Not only that, he uses the word magnanimous. Why? Because Krishna is going to say, because they are at least coming to me. They are showing their affection to me. Although they are asking, but at least they are coming to me. Because these people, already everybody is in the mode of different modes in this world, you see. These people, for example, somebody is in distress. He had a choice. If he's in mode of ignorance, if he's too much distress, he will take a liquor bottle and take. So this is how I relieve my distress. Or in the mad of passion, then he will say, okay, let me go out of some other place or do something, engaged in something like that. So like that, they had options to go anywhere, or they would have gone to the demigods. They have gone to the many other things. But no Udara. Why? Because at least they have come to me. That's how Krishna appreciates them so much. They are Udara, Sarvete, all these three, the previous three. But Gnani is special. Again, he states, but Gnani is special. He doesn't come to me for material benefit. That is a Gnani. To Atma, and he goes to say, Atmaiva me matam. He's my Atma. He's my Atma only. It appears like, oh, Krishna is, going on glorifying like anything. He's my Atma only, he's saying. And he's situated because astita sahi yuktatma mam evanuttamam gatim. Because for him, he's well situated in devotional service. You see, here it comes. Being engaged in my devotional service, he is sure to attain me, the highest and more perfect. He has made the gati, anuttamam gatim, myself as the ultimate goal of his life. So that's why this Jnani is very special. And he's my Atma. So somebody may say, Prabhu, oh, no, Krishna, what about the pure devotees they are not his Atma? Oh, for them Krishna space in Bhagavatam. They are more than my Atma. That is the beauty. Here Atma does not mean one should not take. Sometimes we take Atma means okay. Now Krishna is saying that he and that Jnani becomes one, like the impersonal liberation. No, no. Here Jnani means Atma is like sometimes says, like we say, no. Some people we say, like for example, we say Shantanu Prabhu is my life. If I say that, what does mean? I remember him fondly always. That is the meaning. My life or myself. If I say, it's not that he and I are one. The meaning is okay. I remember him very fondly. He remembers me very fondly. That's why he and I are one. Or he's my Atma only. Practically, that is the meaning. In that sense, Krishna is telling. But for pure devotees, the acharyas explain. He goes ahead. He's more than my Atma. He says to Uddhava, Uddhava, you are more than my Atma only. All others are not so dear to me as you are, and you are more than me. Like that. He gives one step ahead always to the pure devotees of the Lord. So that you will find. But Krishna acknowledges the reciprocation of even the three people who come with their desires. Okay. Akshay Prabhu, Akshay Khatale Prabhu.
It is not that devotees who are less complete in knowledge are not dear to the Lord. The Lord says that all are magnanimous, because anyone who comes to the Lord for any purpose is called Mahatma or a great soul. The devotees who want some benefit out of devotional service are accepted by the Lord, because there is an exchange of affection. Out of affection, they ask the Lord for some material benefit, and when they get it, they become so satisfied that they also advance in devotional service. But the devotee in full knowledge is considered to be very dear to the Lord, because his only purpose is to serve the Supreme Lord with love and devotion.
Yeah. So this point has to be clear. Here, one more line that is coming now. Out of affection, they ask the Lord for some material benefits. And when they get it, they become so satisfied that they also advance. See, not usually always, but yes. So this is talking about that three category people. Please mind that don't think that these three category people are, sometimes we may have this opinion. Oh, sometimes people come to our temple once in a while. They are in distress. They come pray to Krishna. They get benefit and all that. It is talking about that category. No. This is talking about the devotees who are prominently, they are worshipping Krishna. That has to be, or Krishna, Vishnu, Rama, or all incarnations of Vishnu, all that things. So please, not that we should not start taking the visitors who come once in, of course, if they are, after that they become more serious and they come and regularly coming to temple, they find that, okay, Krishna has solved my issue, so let me become more, let me try to know more. And that is okay. That is considered okay. But usually we should not take the category thinking that, okay, this Artharthi, Jignasu are once in a while who come in the temple. So here's, no, if they're not serious, they will go away. But usually not. Usually one who's fixed, one who's at least becoming more upcoming of a devotee, that category Krishna is telling about. Not that simply, because many people go to, if Krishna is not, they will not leave Krishna. So they will please Krishna, to plead Krishna to give help me because I'm in distress and all. But they will not leave Krishna. That is the beauty of this people. There are other people, we find that, okay, Krishna is not so, ठीक है, उस demigod के पास जाते हैं, इधर जाते हैं, उधर जाते हैं, such kind of category. Also occasionally. Krishna is talking actually those who are beginning their process, beginning to surrender. So like that. And in that he's saying that, whereas this Jnani is more fixed. He's like Mahatma only. Like that he says. So this is another verse of Bhagavatam. All of us know how Krishna praises the great souls. Sadhavo hridayam mayyam sadhunam hridayam tuham madanyatna janati naham tebhyo manami. I'll take one more verse and then stop because this completes the section. So next is this. Bahunam janmanam ante jnanamam mam prapadyate vasudeva sarvamiti samahatma sudurlabha. Okay. Devi Prasad Prabhu. Yeah, please read it.
After many births and death, he who is actually in knowledge surrenders unto me, knowing me to be the cause of all causes, all that is, such a great soul is very rare.
Now, okay. Please read this also.
Okay. The living entity, while executing devotional service or transcendental rituals after many births, may actually become situated in transcendental pure knowledge that the Supreme Personality of Godhead is the ultimate goal of spiritual realization. In the beginning of the spiritual realization, while one is trying to give up one's attachment to materialism, there is some learning towards impersonalism. But when one is further advanced, he can understand that there are activities in the spiritual life and that these activities constitute devotional service. Realizing this, he becomes attached to the Supreme Personality of Godhead and surrenders to him. At such a time, one can understand that Lord Krishna's mercy is everything, and that he is the cause of all causes, and that this material manifestation is not independent from him.
Can you read this portion also?
Here he realizes the material world is but a reflection of spiritual variegatedness, and realizes that in everything there is a relationship with the Supreme Lord Krishna. Thus he thinks of everything in relation to Vasudeva or Sri Krishna, such as universal vision of Vasudeva
precipitates
one's full surrender to the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna as the highest goal.
Okay. So now coming to that section, now the question comes is this. See, I said this prapadyate. In 16th, it said bhajante. There they started. Means all this started. Now prapadyante, now completely surrender. Bahunam janmanamante, they become jnanavan, or they achieve, they also become, because if this verse clearly says that what is happening. So what do you call? They say that Krishna is telling that who surrenders here now. This becomes a final question. What is the final position of those three category of people? That is Artha, Artharthi, Jignasu. These category of people actually, because they are surrendering slowly, what is happening is they are asking for Krishna, they get their benefits, and then again they go for, so they fulfill. Artha gets his desires fulfilled. Artharthi gets his desire fulfilled. Jignasu his gets fulfilled. Like that, they keep on getting their what do you call desires fulfilled, and after so many lives, finally, slowly, what happens is they become distasteful. That understanding, Are, what I'm asking Krishna is actually unnecessary. I'm bothering him and asking material things rather than I can get him. I can get him only. So that, and his understanding that everything is Vasudev only. Why I am asking something separate for my own enjoyment? So that thought, that Jnanavan, that thought comes after many lifetimes for this first three category of people. And then they become that Jnani, which Krishna is glorifying already in the 17th and 18th chapter. So after many births, when it is saying Vasudeva, because that Jnani has already understood Vasudeva Sarvamiti Samahatma Sudaralva, he has already understood. So these three categories of people, they completely surrendered to Krishna after many lifetimes. That is the meaning. That is where this verse is talking about. Now, interestingly, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, he says that, Hare, then what about pure devotees? You are telling Gnani himself is Bahunam, all others this thing. What about pure? So Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, he takes in the sense that this Gnani, the fourth category, after many lifetimes, he tend to become a pure devotee. He tend to become a pure devotee by the association of pure devotees, like that. So that is Baldev Vidyabhushan. For us to understand, at least we should understand the 16th verse. I'm just repeating because this section, many of them get confused. Finally, where is that Gnani? I'm just repeating. So please hear attentively. In 16th verse, Krishna says, who all start their bhajan? Artha, Jignasu, Artharthi, and Gnani. Out of that, first three are Sakama Bhaktas because they have something material to be fulfilled. Gnani is a Nishkama. He's pure already. So, and he is very dear to Krishna. He says in next verse, out of these four, this fourth category is very dear to me. Why? He says immediately, because he is Eka Bhakti. Because he is Nishkam, he doesn't want anything from me, but he wants me. He's looking for me. So that's why he is Eka Bhaktir. He says that. And he is Nitya Yukta. He is not like others. Others, if they get their benefit, they may get and they may slow down their devotional or may not come. Or they may appreciate Krishna and practice little more to get more benefit of this. So that category may be there. And then he says, he's like almost like me. But I am Udara. I appreciate even the other three categories of people who come to me. At least they have come to me for their material benefits. But this Jnani is very dear to me. He's my Atma himself. Because he has not come for any other purpose except me. And then the final 19th verse, Krishna says, okay, by all these first three, Artha, Jignasu, Artharthi, after many lifetimes, whatever they are asking from Krishna, they get it, they enjoy it. But all of us know, they get dissatisfied. Over a period of time, they understand, Are, what I'm asking is temporary. It is completely dispelled. Whereas Vasudeva is everything, whereas Krishna is everything. So that they understand after and come to this level of this Jnani. Understanding Vasudeva Sarvamiti. Everything in this world that we have seen, how Krishna pervades in 8 to 12 verses, if you see, he also understands that everything. So such a Gnani or he is very rare, Krishna says. So Krishna is appreciating that Gnani only. Even somebody becomes like that Gnani Bhakta, he is appreciating that. Then what to speak of pure devotee? Who's even rare than this? That is the meaning of this verse. Bahunam janmanamante gnanavam paramam prapadyate vasudeva sarvamiti samahatma. So at least those who become this gnani itself is very rare. What to speak of my pure devotees who are in dasya, who are in what you call sakhya, madhurya, vatsalya, these rasas. Whereas this gnani can go to the level of only that least. That's why he is lower. Somebody may be surprising. क्या बोल रहे हो कभी प्योर डिवोटी बोलते हो कभी इसको भी प्योरी बोलते हो नहीं बट ही कैन गो ओनली टिल शांत रति शांत रस सो दैट इज द रीजन द अदर प्योर डिवोटीज आर even more rare. That is the beauty. So that's how this section concludes by saying that. So in 16th verse, they start with starting their bhajan. And 19th verse, you will find the word 16th verse, bhajate or bhajante is there. Whereas in 19th verse, we find what is the word used there? Prapadyate. So there is progress from 16th verse to 19th verse in the life of those first three categories of people. So that's how they become surrendered. They also completely understand. And later in the association of pure devotees, they also become pure devotees. So like that. So this is what. And now from next verse number 20, 25 onwards, then he describes, okay, there are people who do not surrender to you. And then we saw these are people who surrender to you. And then 20 to 25 will say, okay, there are people who do not surrender. There are people who surrender, but there are people who surrender to others also, like the demigods and the impersonalist aspect. What about them? So that will be very clear. So that we'll see later. Yes, I'll stop here. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai. Okay, any questions? 1 minute ago.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yeah, Anil Sahu. Yes, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. The first part was you told about not four are not devotee, four are not.
Four are not devotees?
Sorry,
Okay.
four are four who are not surrender and four who are
Okay.
surrender. So
Okay.
my question is from four who are surrender, in that you give the two parts. One is pure devotee and one is Jnani Bhojan. And you told Jnani is also come near to pure devotee only, but pure devotee is more higher than the Jnani. So my question is, Puji, that my question is this, Prabhuji, can you give some example, Puji, through that we can very easily understand he is Jnani and he is pure devotee?
Kumaras are Gnanamishra Bhaktas. They are not pure devotees. They become pure devotees, no doubt about it. But if you see from this thing, where are they? They have, I said, they are Shantarati Bhaktas. In the spiritual world, where is their position? Their position is Shantarati. They are not Sakhya, everybody knows it. They are not Madhurya Bhaktas. They are not this thing. So they are Gnanamishra Bhaktas. The example of Kumaras. Now you may wonder, Kumaras we heard in Bhagavatam, but they were absorbed in impersonalism. And then when they saw the Lord and all those things, See, when somebody is Shanta Bhakta, you see, you should remember this, one Gnani is purely impersonalism. Purely. His goal is only to merge. Merge. One category, he goes to Krishna only for merging only. But this Jnani is a category who knows Krishna, who knows this thing, but his inclination is towards the Lord's, as I said, the Aishwarya aspect. And for the meditation of this Jnani is who? Usually it is said, and if you saw in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, there, the four-handed form of the Lord, which he sees as Paramatma form of the Lord, that is his inclination towards him. Right. Is this clear to you?
I think Puji, four Kumaras accept Krishna, no, Puji? They meet with the Vishnu also.
So where am I saying? This is a Gnani Bhakta. Again, don't get confused. I'm not telling he's a Gnani Bhakta, so it's right, no? They know Krishna. And sometimes they know even they know the qualities of Krishna, they know the pastimes of Krishna, but their inclination is like that.
But they are all only meditation on four form, four handed.
Shantarati means what? In the spiritual world, what does Shantarati means? They are amazed and astonished by the Lord and his features. That's it. That is how they're not like other rasas.
Any other example also can say 2-3 examples so easy to understand for me.
Example, Sudhakadev Goswami is also under that example.
Sukhdev Goswami.
Yeah.
But I heard that
Sukadeva Goswami, you have to see from two angles. When is, you see, one is, we all hear this. He was a personal, what do you call, parrot of Radharani. See, but if you see from the past time in Bhagavatam, he's doing Leela, that is of sure. How he was right from his birth, he was completely absorbed. See, and what do you call, completely absorbed in monism. But as soon as he got the association of pure devotee, who? Vyasdev sent two of his disciples when he came in touch with, when they heard the two verses, he was pulled towards Krishna. So that's the beauty of it. Later, you see, one more thing you should understand. Later, what does Prabhupada say? If they get the association of pure devotees, they can go to higher rasas also. Let us say some Premi Bhakta of some Dasya Rasa came in touch with this devotee and he got in touch and he got inclined and all this. He can go or not. That is the point. That's why Prabhupada is saying, if all of them can become pure devotees, if you have seen in 16th verse, what Prabhupada says, these four can become pure devotees if they come in touch with the pure devotees. Is it clear?
Puji, Santrasa means only Santrasa, no? Not Dasarasa and other rasas are coming in pure devotee only, right?
What do you think? Shantrasa means Shantrasa.
Santrasa मतलब
आप कोई किसी का बेटा है तो बेटा रहेगा कि बाप भी बन जाएगा?
बेटे रहेगा.
तो शांत रति पे तो शांत रति है ना. शांत रति भक्तास. Like you find Krishna's what you call exception maybe there usually, but usually somebody is in Sakyaras, doesn't that he start jumping into Madhuryaras? Sakyaras devotees are Sakyaras devotees, Vatsalya devotees are Vatsalya devotees, Madhuryaras devotees are Madhuryaras devotees.
Can you please explain this Santrati actually? I did not properly understand what is the meaning of Santrati.
Shantrati means Prabhu, those who are Gnana Mishra Bhaktas. Gnana Mishra Bhaktas, they achieve this Shantarati. So when they achieve this Shantarati in the spiritual world, they are in the planet of the Lord in Vaikuntha Lokas, usually in Vaikunthas, not in Golok. They stay there. They are amazed by the activities of the Lord. They see and they relish that activities and they see. That's it. They don't have further activities because that is their absorption. And they are very much appreciative of the Lord's aspect of Aishwarya. Like, for example, how Lord is, they know even this thing, very clear, how Lord is. Their more appreciation is not Lord's sweetness. Their more appreciation is Lord's, what do you call, opulence in terms of how he's a controller, how he's the, what do you call, master of the three modes of nature, master of material world, how is the control of time, how is the control of, you understand? That is why that gnana, that knowledge aspect of the Lord, of his glory, opulence, that is more attractive. Now, you tell him the sweetness of the Lord, he may know it, but still is attracted. Like we find people, na? You speak about Bhagavad Gita in Krishna's, what do you call, in Bhagavatam also, Krishna's sweetness you speak, many will say, lekin unka, how does he, how this material elements, people are attracted to that portion of it also. So those devotees, they have more appreciation towards that aspect of the Lord. So, and when they get a destination in the spiritual world, they are more towards the form of the Lord, rather than completely absorbed in the qualities and the pastimes of the Lord. That is the difference. Getting the point?
Yes.
And we are not telling that is the highest. That is the lowest. And you say, of course, one should not think that, okay, that means he's a low. See, these are all, what do you call, whatever inclination he has developed or whatever his appreciation, accordingly they get a destination in the spiritual world.
Lakshmi also coming under this only. Lakshmi also Aishwarya Bhav of the Vaikuntha, Aishwarya Bhav.
But she is a Madhurya. See, the category is Madhurya. And what Aishwarya, what we are talking? He is my Lord. That kind of Aishwarya. There is much, so much difference. Lakshmis and Radharani, these are all Madhurya category. and that is that they are appreciating the sweetness of the Lord.
Okay, I understand. Thank you.
I don't if you don't understand, don't worry. Just practice devotional service. Keep on reading. After some time, you'll understand. See, there is one more, elaborate explanation is there, which bhakti falls under what. See, we all should know this difference. What we are practicing or the path is 100% bhakti. That has to be clear. Whereas other path, there is other path. You want me to explain, then it will take some time. And that will, again, the problem is if I explain that, again 100 questions will come out of it. That's why I'm keeping it limited to the explanation. Let's see, because I did not touch the topic. I know these questions will come because it will again open up. That's why I said at least this much you remember. In this section of Bhagavad Gita, and what you call this Gnani whose talk is not an impersonal Gami, he is a Gnani Bhakta. This much you remember. That's why I was just saying, because if I start telling the other factors, I can tell it, not a problem. How Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur elaborates three categories of Guni Bhuta Bhakti, Pradhani Bhuta Bhakti, and Kevala Bhakti. These categories. In that, again, there are categories. In that, where is this Gnana Bhakta? Where is this Gnana falling? He falls short of Kevala Bhakta. That is the reason. In short, I'm just telling all of you. Yes. That's why if you go into deep into scriptures, it's not so easy. What we think. Yes, Prabhuji, Arjun Sarthik.
Yes, Prabhuji. So far now we had been understanding this Bahunam Janmanam Ante Gyanavan Mam Prapadyante was the Gyani who was mentioned as the fourth person.
Yeah.
We always understood that such a Gyani, when he goes to multiple lives,
that's the wrong understanding. What to do?
Okay.
That's to do. Otherwise, if you think, then why Krishna is glorifying him in the previous verse? Nitya Yukta, Eka Bhaktir. You tell me. You think about it now. And then Bahunam Janmanamante Gnanavam Mahaprasita. What does this become? If you are thinking in terms of, I said, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's explanation, is it he's a pure devotee of that level of Kevala Bhakta? Oh, no. That if he also gets in touch with a pure devotee, he can make it. That's why Sukadeva Goswami can be put into that example. Why? Because he came in touch with Vyasdev, who's a pure devotee, Premi Bhakta. And then that's how it can be said that Sukadeva Goswami, Sukadeva is exceptional in many cases, but still, he went on to become, he's a close, very pure devotee of the Lord. Is it okay, Prabhu?
Okay.
You see, if you have doubt, you see Baldev Vidyabhushan's explanation, how he says that, how these three become over a period of, and it makes logically sense also. Na? See, 16th, he is explaining 3 and 4 category. Immediately, he glorifies Gnani, 2 verses. After that, again, will he say, again, after so many of this Gnana? So immediately that is related to other 3. He's saying that they will over a period of time become purified and then come to this level. And this Gnani itself is very rare. That is Krishna telling. That's what I said. This Gnani itself is very rare, Krishna is telling. When the rarity here it is spoken, that Vasudha Sarva, Samhatma Sudurlabha is talking about this. Gnani itself is very rare, which I am talking, Baba, in 17th and 18th verse. Then what to speak of pure devotees? That's what Vishwanath Chakravarti said. Oh, he rare, even rare. That rarity of the pure devotees is beyond even this verse. He's saying, Ato, wo to aur bhi durlabh hai. What do you talk of this? That is the this thing point. Is it clear, Prabhu?
Yeah, but why is he using Gyanavan? Because then it refers to the Gyani, right?
Yeah, Gnanavan. That's why he's saying, na, they will become like Gnana after many Bahunam Janma. That is referring to 3 category of people. They will become Gnanavan like that Gnani, knowing that everything is Vasudeva. Because that Gnani understand everything is Vasudeva. Are you getting the point now?
Okay.
That's why they also fully surrender. Because Gnani is fully surrendered. You know, Gnani is fully surrendered. These people are not surrendered fully because they have desires to be fulfilled. Is this point clear? That Gnanavan means come to that level of Gnani. Yes, everything is mastered. Then what to speak of the pure? That is the meaning.
Okay. Yeah, thank you.
Then Anadi Govind Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Guruji. Prabhuji, here the Jigyansu is mentioned. So Jigyansu is also Prabhuji one category where like the beginner who inquire about Lord, and then he can also get progress, no? Like Gyani. What
Who's
like
saying no? He's there. He is in the category. All these three category will progress only.
no, he do not have material desire like Arthati or
No.
Artha.
His jignasu is not completely about Krishna. Usually people come, okay, the jignasu is what? Sometimes you go, okay, what is in the Swarga? Let me know. What all things scripture
Oh.
talk about Swarga? Please let me know.
Okay.
You getting the point?
Yeah.
Even that is jignasu,
Yes.
right?
Mhm.
But he's exploring better than the first two categories, Artha and Artharthi.
Okay.
Is it clear?
Yes. Thank you.
Okay, like that. Any more questions? Okay. If you find too much technical, don't worry. Just understand what I said. पहले तीन वालों को Krishna likes all these four category. Jnani is more pure. Three of them are yet to become pure, but at least they stick to Krishna. Krishna is very much appreciative of that. And then slowly they eventually they also become alive, come to the stage of Jnani, very dear to Krishna. Okay, tomorrow we'll see that. Tomorrow we'll continue further about one who do not come to Krishna, do not surrender. At the same time, surrender to somebody else. So that we'll see. That contrast will be very nice. Hare Krishna, or I don't do chat, two questions if at all. Krishna will. Okay, voice is breaking, nothing so serious. Thank you, Shantanu Prabhu. I'll take leave. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srimad Bhagavad Gita.
Thank you, brother.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna.